Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on these charts on this beautiful Thursday, March 19th, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all of your money, even if you trade with prop accounts. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer, this is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top of Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Chat, what's going on, man? How we doing today, guys? How we doing today? How we feeling? How we feeling, man? It's Thursday, coming into the tail end of the week. We're post FOMC. This was gnarly, guys. The market did its thing yesterday. Market did its thing and went down yesterday, man. This is looking a little dicey. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're a little bit early here, getting the early jump. We got a little over 5 minutes until NYSE open. How we doing, guys? Good to see you. Good to be with you here. Good to be trading live with you here, as always. Let's hop into the markets. We'll get some good mornings going. We'll answer some questions in a little bit. Let's talk markets, man, because this is starting to look dicey, and I'm starting to hear those talking heads talk about it's all over. It's all over for the stock market. This is it. Here we go. We're done. All the fun that we've had up to this point is over, and I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. First off, I really don't care to speculate on higher time frames very much at all. But I do like to take a look from the daily chart and just look from a technical perspective at, why they might be saying that. This is looking pretty weak, guys. This is looking pretty weak. We did get past our major news for the week. We got past that FOMC rate and corresponding conference. We got past unemployment claims today at 8:30 a.m. We do have new home sales. I'm just taking a look without changing screens. New home sales at 10 a.m. That could be a decent impact. But outside of that, we got past most of the news, and markets testing lows here, guys, right? This is zoomed out on the daily. This is NASDAQ, right? We're testing lows here. We continue to hammer into this support. You know how that saying goes, the more a zone is tested, the less it is respected, right? So, we are making the case for a move lower, right? Pulling back in the uptrend, continuing to make highs, continue to hammer and break highs. Take a look zoomed out, right? Like, where have we done this here? We haven't, right? Where have we done what we're looking at right now, over the last, year or so? Back here, we got pretty choppy. We started to trend to the downside, right? That's 22. This was a gnarly sell-off, right? All that tariff news and craziness. But we're starting to get this arc to the downside, if you will, okay? Can we blast higher? Can we turn on a dime? Can Trump come out and say something, which I'm half expecting him to do, to just drive the market higher and not let it fall ahead of midterms? Kind of, right? We certainly can. Market can do whatever it wants, but looking at YM, which I'm looking at trading off the open, this is pretty heavy. We have not had a pullback like this, right? Until here. And then before that, yeah, I mean, like, we've had some gnarly ones, but we haven't had one in a while, man. So anyway, higher time frame, this is looking ugly. This is looking pretty ugly, right? We are making the case for this move lower. I'm starting to get more and more cautious, looking for aggressive longs into the open. I'm glad I didn't take this trade yesterday, right? I'm glad I did not take this trade. What happened to my volume profiles? Come on. Trade off of this lower level yesterday. Right in here, right? This would not have paid me, as you can see, into the afternoon. I stayed patient. I hopped over to NQ before we did anything crazy in here. This would have been an L had I taken a long from down here. So we're bouncing really cleanly off of a level. This is not a hindsight level. This is on my chart from yesterday. You can go back and look. We're bouncing really cleanly off of this level right in here. I'm interested to see what we do here, man. I really am. I'm cautious that Trump, talking heads, anybody can come out and say, hey, we're good to go, guys. We're not going to be doing anything crazy. Markets are okay. They're very strong. Start buying, and all of a sudden market rips. If we continue to push lower here, we're really making the case to break out of this range and you know, and continue this trend to the downside, at least for now. I do think no matter what we do, there's a really good chance, since we're already down here, that we come and just, you know, take out all the liquidity down here, that we sweep all the weak longs out. You know, if we're going to continue higher, like if we're going to push higher, I think there's a really good chance at this point that we trade through the 45,000 evens here on this contract. You know, I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know what that's going to look like, but I think there's a pretty good chance for that. So, if we sell off into the open, which we are opening up right here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be cautious looking for longs here today, guys, on YM. I would prefer a bounce for a short. Like, I'd prefer a sweep of this pre-market high for a short. Like, if we opened up to the upside really aggressively, I'd be fading that for a move back down. That's really what I would like today, coming in with this kind of bearish talk here. So we looked at higher time frames, right? We know what we're looking at on the daily. Looking at what we have going on coming into the open here, which I try to do relative to yesterday. Where are we at right now, right? We're opening up below yesterday's low. We didn't just break yesterday's low. We're opening up now below yesterday's daily candle low. We have an untested volume point of control. Overnight session was pretty choppy through Asia, London, and we've just been drifting lower from pre-market right into the open right here, right now at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So this is a very weak open, right? Yesterday, big bearish day. Today, opening up to the downside. This is, you know, a bearish call, right? We got consecutive down day after down day. We're opening up now down below prior day low. Really no pullback. Nothing that would, you know, nothing that would say, hey, we don't have any reason to pull up here, which is why I would have really liked the short had we opened up to the upside, right? Maybe even to volume point of control from yesterday, start to get a reaction, and we can sell that back down, flowing with this moderate to low time frame downtrend. We don't have that. We don't have that now. We're opening up to the downside. We're pushing lows right now, putting lows of the day in and lows of the session right here, right now. So, what the hell do we have to do now, YM? What do we have for me today to the downside? I really don't have a continuation on this. The long is here. The long is here, and I don't want it. But this is the long play. You know, we're opening up at a level, right, at an area of interest. I think if we're going to break, we break lower and we come down here, right, into this zone right here. If we reject, I think we pull back up to VWAP right here. So the long is here, right now. It's not my play. It's too early. I don't want it, right? You hear me talk about that. But this is it right here, right? And here we go. We're starting to get a little bit of a bounce. You know, that's it right here. I'm not going to take this. I think it's just too aggressive for me. You know, we opened up at this level. I don't trade into NYSE open. That's just not what I like to do. It's not where I find to have a big edge. But, you know, that's if you said, hey, you have to take a trade, right? It's long. It's long from this zone, right, for that mean reversion trade. But we're not fading any kind of movement. I would just be buying immediately into the open. So it's kind of out of the realm a little bit of what I like to do. Yeah, so anyway, to the downside, just looking at this, I got to zoom out because we got nothing looking left. I have to continue to hop to higher time frames here, guys, because, you know, we just have nothing until we get all the way back here into last year, right? That's the next price action market structure on this chart. If that doesn't tell you how bearish we are. The next piece of price action looking left is, you know, from 2025, November. So if we continue to sell off, I'm looking down around these lows, right? This next area of higher volume, once this starts to pop up and load, you know, I'd be looking all the way down here. I don't know that I would want a long all the way down here. I just have not had beautiful setups on YM, at least this week. It's been paying me really nicely the last couple weeks. It's okay for me to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Market's not setting up for me, at least right here, right now, the way that I like. I'm going to hop over and trade NQ like a degenerate and see if we can't pass or fail some evals, which we'll probably do again today. But for now, I'm going to watch this. I want to see if we do continue down around these lows. Maybe we go for a really aggressive long down here for a pop back up to VWAP. But if we're just going to take off from up here right back to VWAP, I don't know that I want to short if we trade all the way back through these highs here. Just kind of framing this day out here. Let's see what we got going on. NQ selling off. ES just tapping lows here. Yeah, if I had to take something, which I might, it's a long play. It's really aggressive into the open, though. Eyeballing along, guys. So here's my thoughts, right? Let's articulate this out loud. And chat, good morning. We really didn't get to do good mornings. I appreciate everybody hopping on and hanging out with me live. Welcome to the show. Here's my my consideration for this long, guys. I'm just really not going to have another setup. Now, just because you're not going to have another setup doesn't mean it's a good time to take a trade, right? That's not really a reason. But if I'm going to put risk on today, where might I do that, right? It's the if-then statement, right? Here's what we are doing right now. Here's what price action, market structure, and the tools that I use look like right now. If XYZ happens, am I looking to do something else, right? And here's where I'm at with YM and my top one live account. If we sell off really aggressively, right? If we sell off really aggressively, I'm not looking to buy this, right? I'm not looking to buy it down here. I'm not looking to join that sell-off. If we conversely, push to the upside, I don't know that I have a long up here, right? Or a short for that matter. We didn't crack all the way to the upside at the open. So if I'm gonna trade this, it's likely a long from down here, trying to catch this push back up towards VWAP for a quick movement, this mean reversion style trade. So I'm considering it from down here. I think it's pretty aggressive. I think it's early into the open. We could easily let go. I would be fading this downward movement for the morning so far. But this is really all I'm going to have, I think, for this session here on YM. So I am considering the long from down here, guys. I think I might go for this. The risk is that we just let go and we absolutely dump. What I'd almost like to see to get into this is a little bit more of a push down right back into this area. Give me a little bit better entry to hold this zone and then push back up. Just watching Bookmap here across the U.S. indices. We got a pretty negative cumulative volume delta here. On ES, YM, not much above and below. Trying to find the time here, guys. Trying to find the time here. As we know, trading is a game of inches. Holding this level, at least for now, into 9:38 a.m. Eastern. I wanted to see one more kind of crack lower to get a really aggressive entry. And then go look for a move right back up to VWAP. But I'm getting ready for the long play. Trading the 46 195s. Let's see, chat. Let's see. There's buyers stepping in. Yeah, I wanted it from the middle of this zone. I don't really want to stop right below low of day. I'm going to miss this one. I could feel it coming up right now. I really wanted it from the middle of this zone right back towards VWAP. I needed this risk structure to be down here for this to make sense. You know, here's what I wanted out of this. It's just not giving it to me now. We're starting to get this pop, at least for now. You know, here's what I'd like for a trade. So, you know, here's kind of what I'm waiting for. We're getting buyers that are continuing to hold this. We're starting to pop back up to the upside. Again, guys, like, I don't love this one because it's just so damn close to the open. It is aggressive. We didn't sell off. We really didn't get that big exaggerated movement. And I'm kind of just buying into the stagnant movement for, you know, for the move right at a level. I don't mind this for a risk structure, right? I think we're either going to come down here or we're going to come up here, right? So I'm either going to be dead wrong or right. I don't love to just get involved in the middle of nowhere. Again, I also just don't see another good trade setup coming here on YM, you know, off of this zone. So was getting ready to get aggressive on this one and enter, but you know, all the way up here it was really not great. Really not great. That's the play, but looks like it's gonna go without me. So we're sitting patient. Waiting for data. Nice. First time watching. Good morning, man. My friend recommended your channel. Awesome, dude. What's up, Chris? Andrew, what's up? ASFX, what's up? Bayloon, Zoan, what's up, man? Miguel Carrera. Zach, you mark your levels based on VRVP. Sometimes. Does it matter to you how zoomed in or out the daily chart is for those zones? Yeah, I'll go through marking the discretionary levels. Everybody wants to know how we mark the magic rectangles on the chart. We'll go through that today. We'll go through that today. I use a combination. They are discretionary. It's a combination of volume profile and market structure. But we'll talk about it. Eric Schmitz, what's up, man? Good morning. Juan Hansel, Maritime Trades. Dwayne, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Paul, what's up? Marcy, what's up? ADO, good morning. Looking for a bounce and then short to the downside. Nice. Hansel, Blue Water Cruiser, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Yeah, I wanted this long. I wanted this long. Just not aggressive enough off the open. You know, best entry was at 9:30 a.m. Like, aggressively, like, just buying into this, like, right here. It's really not my move to be doing anything at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. But, you know, here's the play for the quick bounce off of this discretionary level. You know, back up towards VWAP, back up towards that mean. We just didn't really get this, right? We opened up right here. We didn't do this or this, right? We didn't pop to the upside or, you know, sell off to the downside. That would give me a way to structure risk really well and get in. So it's not much of a missed trade. It's just, there's just nothing else really coming. So I'm going to watch this for a little bit, and then I'm going to hop over to NQ and scalp. We're going to trade some 50K Elite Daily evals. See if I can't do a little bit better than I did yesterday. Work on building an edge out on really low time frames, scalping NQ. YM is my bread and butter. This is what pays me best as far as intraday trading goes. At least as of recent. Today looks like I kept myself out of something decent. But, again, like, if I got involved, here's what I have to ask myself, right? This is the sauce, guys. This is the sauce, right? Is this my trade? Like, is this my setup? Is 9:31 a.m. Eastern, where we're not pushing lower or doing anything? Should I be clicking the buy button there? Would I do that on any other day? The honest truth to that answer is no. You know, that's not my trade. This is not my setup, right? 9:30 a.m. as soon as the market opens up, before it moves at all. No, that's not my trade. So, although I'd like to be in this, and I'm feeling that, like I would love to be capturing this little mean reversion movement, this is not my setup. This is not a valid trade. And if I hit the buy button right here and immediately got stopped out, because on any other day we go and trade, you know, 2, 3, 4, 500 points immediately off the open, I'd go, why did I buy into NYSE Open without looking for that mean reversion trade on the aggressive move to the downside? So I was tempted to be more aggressive and get involved because the structure of today, right, the movement that we have, is not going to generate a second setup for me. There's just not one coming, right? I've traded for long enough, and I think everybody, even if you haven't, you should have a pretty damn good idea of what your trade looks like, when you should be putting on risk and when you shouldn't. There's really not much coming outside of hanging out in this zone for a trade. If we push through VWAP and continue to flip this daily candle bullish and then break highs, my trade is not then a mean reversion back down here, right? It's a near the open off of the initial movement. If we sell off, my trade is not try to pick a bottom as we're moving lower, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, off, you know, for no reason down here, right? Maybe super aggressively down here, but I don't see that coming very quickly. I don't see that happening. So you know, that's kind of the gears that are turning for me, guys, on YM, right? You know, they're to answer the question that I have to ask myself, just because there's not going to be another trade, does it make sense to put a subpar half-ass trade on just to take a trade? No, right? Why would you do that? Why would you just wait for the next one and then put that one on, right? But that's kind of where my head's at this morning. So anyway, we're gonna watch maybe around these 46,200s, 46,100s if we pull back down, kind of like we're doing right now. I might go for it. We do have some 10 a.m. news. Let's look at it together real quick. And then if not, we're gonna be trading 50K Elite Daily Evals from Top 1. We're gonna have some fun trading NQ. I've been loving coming back to NQ. I've had some stuff go really well. I've had some stuff go really poorly. It's not my bread and butter. Super duper low time frame, aggressive scalping. I'm going to put risk on and try to build out that edge with you guys live. And if nothing else, you can watch what that looks like. Maybe say, hey, that looks like it's working. I might take some value from that, or I don't like what he's doing there. I'm going to do the opposite. New home sales at 10 a.m. today. This could be something, right? So it's coming up in about 12 minutes. And then for the rest of the week, we are pretty clear. So we do have some data coming out at 10. I wouldn't mind trading through that if we had to. Preach it, man. That is how I blow my accounts. Trading after my edge didn't play out. Yeah. Yep. Alan, what's up, man? AS, thanks for the manual lockout video. Yeah, absolutely. I put a video on manual lockout for Tradeovate for anybody that's interested. I think it's an important thing to note. Cool. That's the one thing I'm inconsistent with, the gray boxes. Yeah, well, let's talk about the discretionary levels. Good morning. Looking for a bounce and then shorting to the downside. Oh, we talked about that. Yeah. So here's the chart setup, guys, right? Here's the chart setup. There's a couple of indicators on this chart. Visible range volume profile, session volume profile, VWAP, volume weighted average price, and volume. Okay, that's the 4 indicators that are on this chart. Technically, they are all volume tools. I'd say the one that's most indicator-y would be, for lack of a better term, would be VWAP, right? Volume weighted average price. The rest of this is really just volume. This is just displaying volume. This is displaying volume. It's not indicating one thing happening over another or really giving some different combination or calculation. It's just volume, right? VWAP is technically an average price that's volume weighted based on an anchor point, which is the session, right? So outside of that, the only other thing I have on my chart are these magical rectangles, which are areas of interest, support and resistance, supply and demand, order blocks, levels, whatever you want to, high volume nodes, right? However you want to classify them. I call them areas of interest because I think that is the most vague thing that I could possibly call something on my chart. How the hell do we mark these, right? How the hell do we mark these? First and foremost, it's really important to note this. You will never mark these exactly the same on my chart as I do. Why? I'll never mark them exactly the same on my chart if I deleted them right now. Why? They're discretionary. They're subjective, right? There is not an exact, objective, defined way that I do this, right? There's some consistency how they end up in a similar area and seem to, get the reactions that they get. But there is discretion here, okay, guys? And as that, continues on, there's going to be some differences in the way this looks, right? But overall, if we are selling off really aggressively to the downside, the way that we have been, and I don't have a lot of structure looking left, or we're pushing really aggressively to the upside, and I don't have a lot of structure looking left, I certainly like to hop out to a higher time frame, right? The daily, and I've been doing that recently because outside of this choppy back and forth area, we don't have a lot of structure looking left, right? So I don't mind starting on the daily with something like this. And where are these zones coming off of, right? Two areas, two spots that I'm looking with my eyes, right, to mark these. And I'm going to say they're both equally important. I use them in conjunction. It's not like one is weighted more than the other. These are like the 50-50 pieces. Volume and price action and market structure, okay? Where are the high volume nodes on visible range volume profile? There we go, finally adjusted, right? Where is the areas of highest volume on visible range volume profile, okay? And then where in price action and market structure have we had a lot of key reactions, which I'm defining as tops and bottoms, right? Daily candle highs, daily candle lows, daily candle closures, right? Above and below, right? Where do those line up together? I would argue that right here we have a high volume node, right? I'm zoomed out on the daily, displaying quite a bit of price action. Again, discretionary. Maybe tomorrow I'm displaying it like this, and today I'm displaying it like this, and that's going to affect the calculation. Discretion. Where do we have some, key area of interest here? I'd argue right here. That's why I have a zone here, right? Right. We have tops, bottoms, area that we traded into, reacted multiple times. Right here, right here. We've also traded through it multiple times. High volume node. Down below price. That was an easy spot, right? High volume node right there. Coming off of, if I extend that over, an interesting area on, for price action market structure, right? Right in here, right in here, right in here. This is the daily, guys, so this is really wide. These look skinny on here. These are wide. What I would say, how do you get some, maybe down here, how do you get some experience doing that? Just time, right? Go back test, throw trading view in replay mode, clear your chart, mark up some levels, play the chart forward, right? I like to draw my zones fairly wide from a higher time frame. They're not exact. They're zones, right? They're areas of interest. It's not a level. It's not 46,824, right? And I'm going to enter a limit order there. No, around that area, I want to watch what happens. Sometimes price respects it really cleanly like today. Other times we rip right through it, right? That was a pretty good example right in here. But that's essentially how I'm drawing, my areas of interest. I could drop it down to maybe a lower time frame, get a little bit more granular look and see what price action market structure looks like. If I had to give, just a little bit of insight and what might help, I'd say draw your zones a little bit wider than you think. Try to draw them at the obvious area, really clean areas, right? And also recognize that they're likely not gonna react like, turn on a dime from the zone, right? That's why it's a zone and not a line or a level. Over time, I think you'll get better at drawing discretionary areas of interest, support and resistance, supply and demand levels. You'll build more confidence in trading off of these areas based on doing it for longer. And really important to note, I don't have the right way to do it, right? there is, in my humble opinion, there's no right or wrong way to draw support and resistance, supply and demand, order blocks, areas of interest. Like there just isn't. Everybody's going to have their way to do it. Some people might draw it off of imbalances. Some people might draw it off of, a footprint chart. You might draw it off of just tops and bottoms, right? Hourly candle closures or 4-hour, bases of the wick of whatever, like whatever, dude. However you find confidence in drawing them and, they seem to work reliably for you. For me, I think a really easy thing to do is take a look at volume profile, which again is displaying price action and market structure. It's really, there is no volume profile without price action and market structure, right? So it's kind of one and the same. They're very similar. We're looking at the same thing here. So hopefully that helps. You might say, Zach, that's way too complicated. I can't wrap my head around that. Give me something that's like way easier, that's objective. I would look at daily candle closures, right? Daily candle tops and bottoms, pre-market highs and lows. Those are objective. It's not my opinion on where yesterday's candle high and low was. It's the exact same on my chart as it is on your chart. Those can be really interesting levels to watch. Big round numbers, as dumb as that sounds. Key psychological levels are often huge round numbers. If and when we get down to 45,000 even here on YM, I bet we don't just completely go through that level without trading it. I bet we get some reaction there. I bet we get some orders that are sitting there, right? Pre-market highs and lows, right? Those are objective. You can take a look at what those look like and how price responds around them, right? VWAP in general. Prior day's volume point of control. Mark this level every damn day, okay? Maybe some of that helps you guys. So, again, here's my belief around trading. This would have been really nice back to VWAP. There's no one right or wrong way to do it. If it was that easy, we would all be, billionaires and nobody would struggle and trading would be the easiest thing in the world and then it wouldn't make any sense, right? It's not that easy. It's not that simple. You've got to decide for yourself what works for you, right? And then build confidence in it so it actually works for you. So that's the sauce. That's the secret, if there is one, guys. There's no holy grail. There's no one secret way to draw support and resistance zones that's going to create an edge so strong that you don't have to do anything else. You have to have belief in what you're doing, without a shadow of a doubt. So practice, throw trading view in replay mode, mark support and resistance zones all weekend, then mark them in the live environment, play them forward, and go, hey, you know what? When I mark my zones, I'm marking them like too tight, and I'm trying to trade right from the middle of this tiny little zone, and I put 47 on the chart, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to mark one above price, nice and fat, one down below price, nice and wide, and I'm not going to, just trade right from the top or the bottom or the middle because that really doesn't make too much sense. I'm going to wait for price to get there, and then maybe I'm going to use my discretion based on whatever other tools I'm using to decide when to enter at that zone. That's probably going to serve you, right? Maybe you say, hey, you know what? I love daily candle highs and lows. I'm going to trade right off of yesterday's high and low. We get there. That's my spot. That's what I watch on the chart every damn day. Gold, because I trade gold and not YM like you, Zach, reacts super cleanly off of daily candle highs and lows. I'm trading it, right? Maybe you're team VWAP and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm taking VWAP bounces. Honestly, if you only gave me VWAP and you said you can't trade anything else but VWAP, I think I would find a way to make money, right? You can find a way to make money doing multiple different things. It's just about your preference, right? Your way of reading the market and what you're going to build belief in for, whatever reason that you're going to build belief in it. As we come into this 10 a.m. news, that's my discussion on marking horizontal areas of interest. Zoom your ass out, get to a higher time frame, maybe start on the daily, mark off of key highs and lows, mark off of volume profile, play the chart forward, see if that's working out. If not, adjust. If it is, great, keep doing what you're doing. Now that we've traded all the way back up, YM did not give it to me. Did not give it to me at the time in the way that I wanted. Part of the game. No entry for me here. Wanted to get really aggressively long on this. Even as we were dancing around in here, this one would have, maybe would have paid me. Maybe would have paid me. Gonna wait for this 10 a.m. news and see how this prints, if it does anything, and then try to go from here. Let's see what we get, chat. Appreciate everybody that's hopping on, man. Appreciate everybody that's hopping on. Welcome to the show, guys. We're going to see what we can do here. Good morning, guys. Good morning, On Kick. What's up? Sloth Father, Jess, Kobe Clark. Same at S&P. I've been catching shorts, sniper mode only. I can see shorts, but I don't want to be in the middle of a fake pullback. No, I hear that. I hear that. Yo, Zach, I swear my daily routine is, here's 10 a.m. Wake up at 10 uni, back home, eat, watch trades, back test, eat and go to sleep, then repeat. That's awesome, dude. Feel like I finally found a community that's just about helping others learn new stuff. Yeah, man. I try to share my journey with you guys. That's what I'm doing here. You know, share my journey, provide as much value as I possibly can. You know, cultivate a fun community where maybe there's a lot of value that's being displayed. But the core of it is sharing what I do, you know, day in and day out. And then you guys can decide, you know, what seems to work well and what doesn't seem to work well. And, you know, hopefully you can learn from watching others in a good way. But I appreciate that, man. Bro, I can't do Trade-Evate. Yeah, Trade-Evate's interesting. Trade-Evate's interesting. Pushing the upside on this 10 a.m. news. Continue to drive higher. Looks like we want to get back up around that current volume point of control. Sitting patient on YM here. Getting ready to hop over to NQ and scalp like yesterday. What settings do you use for VWAP? Standard settings. Standard settings for VWAP. Here is VWAP. You can see my settings by double clicking on it. Standard. Nothing changed. Just the color is this one right here. Whoa. Hopefully that helps. Yeah. VWAP is volume weighted average price, and the standard setting is that it resets. You can see it's anchored to session changeover, right? To the opening of the new session at 6 p.m. Eastern. As you can see, it's anchored right here. A lot of people will like to use the drawing tool right here, which is anchored VWAP. It's the same thing. You could just pick where it's anchored to, just for reference, right? If you guys love VWAPs. Common one is NYSE Open anchored VWAP. Some people like prior day anchored VWAP, right? Like all the way back over here, just to give you more sauce. Let's see if that calculates, right? They like a VWAP anchored to yesterday's session that doesn't reset. So you can play around with different VWAPs. If you are a VWAP enthusiast, I think the ASFX team is a really, really good source for that, as well as Brian Shannon, aka the godfather of anchored VWAP. He has multiple books exclusively on anchored VWAP. So, you know, if you're looking to understand volume weighted average price better and you find a lot of, you know, value in that tool, I think lean into it, right? I don't think VWAP is magic. I think there's plenty of traders. In fact, I know there's plenty of traders that make plenty of money and are consistent without VWAP at all. Just comes down to preference, you know, what you like or what you don't like. This is doing nothing for me, guys. So I'm getting ready to hop over to NQ to scalp. Just so we're on the same page, because we always got, thank you, I just use it for confirmation. Absolutely. Just so we're on the same page, what we got going on here, because I see we got so many new people hopping on. I appreciate you guys being here. I had so much growth on IG and so much stuff going on that my socials are exploding, and I'm really grateful for it. It's awesome. If you don't know me, I trade live here almost every damn day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Kick and X. 100% free. No course, no VIP, no mentorship. I've been in the markets for quite a while. I've been on futures props for a couple years now. What you're watching right here is YM on the 15-minute chart on TradingView. I am logged in through Trade-Evate, and the account that I'm trading right here is a 15K futures live prop firm account from Top 1 Futures. I've been in this account since October of last year. I've taken 22 payouts. Up to 2 days ago was the last one on this account. All modest, all small relative to what you see online. But my goal in this account was to do exactly that. Hold on to it for a long period of time, take multiple payouts from it, you know, create a good return on investment relative to the account size without blowing through it. What you're going to watch from me as well today, if you hang out, is hopping over to NQ, loading up 50K evals, aka sim accounts, and trading them hella aggressively. Very different from a risk management and style of trading approach than what you see from me on YM. It's kind of two realms that you're going to see from traders these days. What most would consider closer to real trading, trying to create a positive expectancy, manage risk fairly conservatively in live account and live environments without the ability to hit the reset button. And then over here is prop trading, sim to funded to payout, aggressive, ability to lose the account and hit the reset button, comfortable with a lot of risk of ruin. Same when it comes to clicking buy and sell buttons, very different when it comes to the overall risk management and, what the hell you're actually doing. So I'm going to try to be that hybrid, and I'm going to talk about the differences between the two, because it's very important to talk about those differences. What works in one does not really work in the other when it comes to risk management. So if you guys have questions and, and comments, you can always feel free to throw them in chat. I try to talk about all that fun stuff. So, yeah, no real good trade here, guys. No real good trade here. This was it. Off of the open. Just came at NYSE Open. Really not my time to trade. We came back up to VWAP. Sellers are holding this. Again, volume weighted average price, not magic. You can see this type of thing play out, often, where we get, key area of interest is tested multiple times once it loads back up. Look at how interesting that is being respected right now. We're trading 100 points off of it. You could have shorted it twice if you just had VWAP on your chart and only took longs or shorts off of VWAP. But I don't really have a trade setup coming in YM. So, on that note, I'm going to look to hop over to NQ and scalp like an absolute degenerate. So, hang tight, guys. Let me go ahead and get an eval loaded up for you. Make sure we're good to go. Cool. Cool. All right. We are, if you guys want to check out, here's the banner. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, code RDF still gets you 60% off. These are the accounts that I'm getting ready to trade right here, right now. These are evaluation style accounts. Some of the best stuff, in my humble, biased opinion, on the market. I encourage you to put them up against the competition. Put them up against every other prop firm that you see people trading with. These are 3-day to pass, very inexpensive, no activation fee. You can copy trade them if you want. In the funded account, they are daily payout accounts. No consistency rule, no minimum trading days to pay out, daily payouts. These are absolutely badass. I'd love to see where the prop space is going as far as getting really, really competitive. These are absolutely awesome. So if you guys want to check it out, link is going to be in all of the chats right now. Boom. So we are back here on NQ. Let's take a look from a higher time frame perspective. See if we can't do a little bit better than we did yesterday. Not too hot scalping NQ yesterday. I'm gonna mark some wider areas of interest here while we're zoomed out. Gonna trade this off of the 1-minute chart. We're kind of at this low end right here. And then obviously volume point of control. And we got our little spot right in here. Gonna look for some scalpy movements here, guys. Some scalpy movements here. Book map over on the left-hand side. I'd say, describing what I do here on NQ, it's similar from a core perspective, but it is quite different. It's much more zoomed in. It's much more high frequency. It's much more aggressive in general. Start to frame some trades based on this current risk structure. Actually like this for a long play coming up right here. Ooh. Ooh, we got some liquidity up above. So, similar ideas here. We are down below VWAP, kind of selling off on the day. I'm looking for these back and forth movements in between areas of high volume. Was looking for a buy because I think we either go from this area to here or from this area to right here. There's the trade playing out really aggressively in front of me. Just hopped over, just getting warmed up though. 24,550s looks like a really interesting area on the chart. Curious to see what happens if and when we get up here. This was the buy that I was just starting to eyeball out down here. Aggressive as we're down below VWAP and breaking and retesting multiple times, but again, level to level, area of interest to area of interest, just much more aggressive, like super duper scalpy. As we pop to the upside, I think we continue through really aggressively or we revert right back down. So from up here, I'm actually interested in a short off of these 550s. Let's get super duper aggressive in these and see if we can't get to pass or fail pretty damn quickly. Kind of like it right in here. If we pop back up, I don't know that we go and hit this area next. I don't know if we come all the way up through this price action market structure from yesterday and start to flip this thing bullish without pulling back right down in here where we hung out for quite a while. I like this for a short right back down, but I'm going to wait for a little bit more of a push to the upside. Not cracking those 550s just yet. Close. There was trade number 2. There was trade number 2. Just didn't hit my area. This is what I would have liked on that. Exactly this. All right, let's see if we can't get a little bit faster here, guys. We're gonna have to move quick on NQ. We're gonna have to move very fast on NQ. We're gonna be market order. I'm going to trade 2 minis. Again, guys, super aggressive. These are 50K evals with top 1 futures. We're going to look to get them through to pass or fail relatively quickly. Trading 2 minis on a 50K account, you're not going to do that without losing them or passing them very quickly, which is how I trade my evals. So I'm not going to be shy and show you what I do on evals. Aggressive, right? Different than the live account. But getting a good feel for NQ today. Getting a good feel for NQ today. Let's see, chat. Let's see what we can do. Looking to fade this back down. Not being quick enough on any of this just yet. Not being quick enough on any of this just yet. All right, let's get warmed up. Let's get warmed up. Let's have that cup of coffee, man. Yep. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Bouncing between areas of interest, which is good. I do like this movement for now. Last three, just rough discretionary reads, not playing out too poorly. I still like this for a short to the downside if we don't go rip right back through these highs. Let's just take a look here. So we got a pushback up off the open. We got sellers that stepped in VWAP. We cracked above VWAP. We didn't want to go and tag these 24, 550s. I got reason to believe we're going to sell off down to this next area of interest, or at least crack right down below these lows. I don't mind this for a short. I'm going to be super aggressive with 2 minis. I just have to find the right time and go no hesitation, because this is moving pretty damn quick. This was a nice trade potentially to the upside. This was a beautiful short right back down. I was waiting for a quick pop right back up here around VWAP to fade it again. It would give me a little bit of room to be wrong up towards the 550s, and then come back through this to the downside. Taking it short from here, I'm not even going to survive a wick up at all if we just pop, but I do like this to the downside. Let's see if it gives it to me. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Not going to give that to me either. Wow. I'm going to have to be super fast. I'm going to have to be much faster. NQ. Here's the short. Going down to break lows. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Choppy down here below VWAP. Looks like we are going to break lows to the downside. All right, getting a good read. We're doing what I think we're going to do, which is good. Don't really have a trade from right down in here. So I'm just going to watch this for a little bit, wait for some more structure to form, and look for the next one. I need some patience. I don't know, I might long. Send it. That's my problem. I would short right here. Yeah, I mean, you got to wait. You got to wait for, you know, at least whatever you're looking for, right? You got to, when you put a trade on, I think a good question to ask yourself is, am I comfortable losing? Am I comfortable taking this loss? Right? If you're not comfortable taking the loss, then you shouldn't be putting the trade on. And for right here, I'm not comfortable taking the loss. You know, I'm looking for the long. I'm too slow. We blast off. I'm not going to long up here just because I want to be long. You know, you got to wait for your trade. Wait for the market to come to you. If you don't execute fast enough, you got to wait for the next one. But I'd like to get some scalpy trades in here. Some aggressive scalpy trades in. Looks like we're coming back down towards this next area of interest, this high volume node here. I don't know if we're just going to dip our toe. Ooh, we are just going to dip our toe for right now and pop right back up on this. Looking for a long down here. Just trying to stay patient. I actually really like to have a 15-minute and a 5-minute side-by-side. I just don't have enough room on this screen that I'm trading live with you guys on. I like a long out of this area. I'm going to wait for a little bit more of a push down to the downside and run one mini on this because I need more space. I'm taking that bad boy long here. See if we can't get a little bit of a crack out of this area. Let's go with a sell stop all the way out here. Let's go with a sell limit all the way back up here. Yeah, we'd be going for something nice and wide all the way up here. Just measuring this out, trying to make sure that I wouldn't exceed a daily profit target. 53.75, 504. Nice. I'm going to look for us not to just completely sell off here. If we do, I'm going to take a nice L. If we catch a bounce right back up to this area of interest, we're going to be taking a win. Waiting for this thing to come down. Not super duper scalpy. If we sweep down low, maybe like come a little bit lower and then pop back up, I might look to add to this one in profit, bring risk lower, take profit lower, and just catch a bounce right back up to the top end of this zone. I don't want to do that just yet. I think we could come all the way down here, and that would just not give me a lot of breathing room before I absolutely kill an account. But let's see if we can't catch a nice pop here. Let's see. Let's see. We got some buyers stepping in. Got a little bit of profit showing. Nothing too crazy yet. Again, guys, we are over in the 50K evals for this one. And while we are going to wait for this trade to play out, because I think it might come down and dance around, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Chair is going to trade for me. Back in action with you guys. Sitting at break even on this one. I don't love that we didn't catch the initial bounce, but I'm going to hold on to this for now. Fairly wide on NQ for being super duper scalpy. But I'd like to see us crack right back through these highs. If not, I think we're coming all the way lower down to the 24,400s. Got room to take that heat and then maybe add on a move back up. But so far, breaking lower after catching a little bit of a pop. Ooh, ES got some liquidity down below here. ES got some big orders getting moved around here. I do like the reaction that we caught right off of that level. No magic, nothing insane with those areas of interest that I draw out with you guys. We talked about how to find some of those today. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some motion on NQ, man. I do not have a lot of motion on NQ off of the open, is what I'm learning live with you guys. Might have to start doing some afternoon streams. Continuing to sell off on this one, pushing lower. Nasty 15-minute candle. Let's see if we catch a little bit of a reaction here out of the low end of this high volume node. I still like it for a pop back up. I think if we're going to push from down here is going to be the area. Like I said, I'm actually looking to add on this if we pop right back up and then bring this take profit right down here into the middle ground. But we would need to catch some buyers in here. Let's measure this out. That would be 135. Let's see what NQ's got for me today. Decision-making time. We gonna give this up and rip everybody's face off to the downside? It kind of looks like it, man. I mean, this is weak, dude. This is weak. If we don't bounce here, which we're trying. We're trying. Sorry for bouncing around. I'm just trying to look at higher time frame to low time frame. We're trying. Like I said, guys, if we start to catch a little bit of a bounce here, I'm going to add. I'm going to add and then tighten up that take profit. We're trying. Can I get that add to a winner here? Didn't clear the 400s. I'm adding into this bad boy. Adjusting. Stop loss orders down here. I'm into 2. We get a pop to the upside, guys. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. If we sell off, I don't want it. I'll take the full L. There we go. There we go. Now I really want to see this thing go. Tempted to choke up on it with a stop to break even, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Just make sure these are in the right spot for this. 35. There we go. There we go. Take profit hit. Let me go ahead and get out of everything. Come on, come on. No. Uh-oh. Trading view. Get out, get out, get out. All right, we got take profit. That is that's max profit for the day on that 50K. That is a W in the chat. Let's see what we did here. Right about that $1,350 level, right? So if we have the 50K eval, which I'm trading, or right here, let's just pull it up so you guys know what we just did. If I'm trading this account right here with you guys, which I'm trading extremely aggressively to pass or fail, we have a $3,000 profit target. We have a 45% consistency. Can somebody in the chat tell me what's the max amount of money I can make today in the 50K account with a $3,000 profit target and a 45% consistency? The magic answer would be 45% of 3,000. I can make how much on day 1, how much on day 2, how much on day 3. For this 3 minimum days to pass. 1450, close. Let's try that one again, Frandy. What is, no, close. There we go, 1350. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? The giveaways have been getting so crazy. I've taken so much heat. The random giveaways, everybody's arguing with me. I'm gonna just pick people today. I'm going to pick people today in Discord. I'm going to pick people today on IG. I'm going to pick people today maybe from the YouTube live stream. And it's going to be those who help me out. It's going to be those who are paying attention and answer questions. Okay, awesome. 1350, right? 45% of 50,000 is 1350. We just put up, let's go to the exact number. Let's go to the tape. We just put up 1283 is the exact number in that account. If I go with the fees and commissions and everything, that was $1,300 of profit, $1,295 actually, to end up with $1,283.48 in profit. So on eval number 1, we're max profit. Okay. Yesterday, we dug a hole in 2 of these bad boys. We're trading some fresh ones today. Let me load up eval number 2 and see what we could do on eval number 2. All right. Boom. 50K eval number 2. Let's run it, Chatty McChat chat. Let's see what we could do. Beautiful. Let's talk about that trade real quick. Beautiful reaction off of this zone, right? The same way that I draw the stuff on YM. I want to be super scalpy as much as I want to be like super duper zoomed in and scalpy. I find that I get cooked even quicker. But really nice reaction off of this area, right? Sold off down here. Key area of interest, at least what I would classify as a key area of interest. Right back up to VWAP. Let's see if we catch a sell right off of VWAP. Let's see if something like, you know, a short right in here would play really nicely. But we're gonna have to see. So let's trade a couple evals today. Yesterday got cooked. Today we're getting ready to pass. Right? That's gonna be the MO. Not ready for anything just yet. Just bringing up my order card. Right now, I think we go trade through this high. Looking for my next really aggressive scalpy trade. I think we go trade through this high right here. I think we trade through these 24,550s, maybe up to this area of interest. But this feels like we want to push, man. Like, if I had to take a trade right now, it's long. Nice reaction off of this. Look at that. If we wick back down, guys, I'm going to look for a long. If we wick back down, we pull into this current area of interest, right? Current high volume node right here. I'm going to look for a long through VWAP, up through these 450s. Excuse me, these 24,550s. Like, from right down in here, I'm going to look long on this. I don't know if we get that, though. Might just push from right here. I think we're going to push from right here. I don't think it's going to give me a little bit of a pullback. There we go. There we go. I'm long one, guys. I'm long one. Looking for this to continue. Really aggressive reaction off of this zone. We could absolutely hold VWAP and completely sell off. I'm long one. Really aggressive in the 50K eval. Seeing if we can't make some damn money, chat. Make some damn money. Let's just use a position tool. So, actually, you know what? Let me just use my measurement tool. Let me see if I can be quick enough to get stop losses and take profits set before I get killed. Trading on TradingView. Interesting dynamic if you're not entering ahead of time with OCO orders. That's what I'm going to be looking at right there. 271 ticks is the maximum I could take. 24,557. Taking heat on this one right off the rip. Yeah, I'd have to let it come all the way down here, man. This would be gnarly. This would be gnarly. I'd have to let it come all the way down here. which it looks like it's going to. Oof. Oof. No reaction off of this area of interest right here in the middle ground. Really aggressive move to the downside. I'm buying into a pullback. I was looking for this to continue. I was looking for this big bullish candle to just continue pushing forward. This could be a nasty wick now before we sell off. Let's see. Let's see. I'm actually going to pull the same play. If we come back through this high, I'm going to add. I'm going to really pull the exact same play. If we come all the way back through this high, I'm going to add. Stop would have to be all the way down here, and that'd be an account killer. Nope, that's the most I'm going to be able to do. That would really be an account killer. But that's what we're doing here today, guys. We're passing or failing quickly. So far, we're 1-0 for a max profit on one of these 50K Elite dailies. We're trading them aggressively. Super aggressive. Super duper aggressive. Let's see if I can be quick enough on a buy. Where's 135? Not fast enough. Not fast enough. Not fast enough on the buy to add in. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some motion to the upside here if we're just going to completely sell off. Had I added and doubled up, this would be my take profit for max profit. I was not fast enough, and right back to VWAP is going to be the move. Still could add from down here. Let's see. Yeah, we're kind of hanging out this high volume node here. This could go either way. This could go either way now. We rejected off of VWAP a couple times. That looked like a really nice push to the upside. I still like this for a quick crack right back up. I don't know that I need to add because, you know, if we hit VWAP again and we don't push through, I'm wrong. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Yeah, and if we come back down through this, all the way through these lows, obviously we could just be pulling the really big back and forth choppy classic NQ, but that would be making the case for a move to the downside, right? If we fail this again and we've built this base and then we come back down through the lows, like that's going to look like lights out on NQ. That's going to look like we want to break this low and continue lower, right? Just look at this from a higher time frame. You know, if we don't make the case to move higher today, we're going to make the case to continue this move to the downside. Well, let's see what NQ's got for me while being super duper aggressive here. Tempted to add. But I don't want to add to a loser. I like to add to winning trades. I like to add to trades that are working in my favor. If we start to push this high again, it is working in my favor, right? I'm adding to a trade in profit, but I don't like this just yet. This is like dicey, and I'd prefer to just, yeah, see. I'd prefer to just have the room rather than, you know, get killed right here. I'd rather be killed down here. Yeah, this is looking interesting. So we're going to wait for the ad. We're going to wait for the ad or the fat stop out on this one. Yeah, feels like we're getting ready to make a decision here, though, guys. Feels like the market's getting ready to make a decision up or down. So, we're kind of in the middle of this choppy-ass range, choppy-ass zone here. No add into this one, because I don't have a ton of confidence in it. If we start to come back up through, I might go for it, but I got a feeling this one's going to take a second. $10:45 a.m. We're trying to make a decision here. Liquidity up here at 24,550s. Liquidity down here at my stop loss level, 24,400s. I think we're going to go see either one of those levels pretty quickly. From this middle ground, I think we're either going to come outside of this range right here or this range right here. We were making the case to blast through VWAP. This was a beautiful rejection on the way back up, and then a nice, really big bullish candle. But so far now, we're making the case for the move lower. Again, going in with really full risk on this, guys. So I like to talk about what I'm doing. Super aggressive eval trading. We're in the 50K Top 1 Futures Elite Daily Challenge accounts. The new daily payout, no consistency accounts from Top 1. Putting some super aggressive trading in on these after YM didn't give me much at all for the live account. Speaking of YM, taking a look at what we did here. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is the floor gonna fall out today? Is this gonna be like? Is this gonna be like the big down day today, or are we gonna kind of just chop around and fake everybody out? NQ. Yeah, these might go, guys. These might let go. Chopping back and forth here, trading back and forth, choppy below VWAP. Somewhat indecisive. Somewhat indecisive. Yeah, this is just choppy back and forth nonsense now. I'm going to just hang on to this because I'm going to hang on to it. But this is just indecisive chop. I'm in the middle of it now. It's at break even. Got an opportunity to get out. I'm still shooting for the same thing that I was shooting for when I put the trade on. Continuation of the upside. You know, a blast above VWAP. I'm not going to add to this because it would put my stop loss like right here for the entire account. And that's just, I think, really like too aggressive to do. I would only need price to move right up to this level here to take a full take profit, which it looks like we might get, but I don't think I'm going to be that aggressive on something like this. We're just starting to chop all over the place. So I'm going to sit in this one, sit on my hands with you guys and see what we can do. But we got some NQ scalping going on. See if we can make some damn money here. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Nice. Yeah, I think it's gonna go down because notice IB. Cool. Time to push the over clock. Get after it, man. Get after it. Get after it. Once you enter a trade, imagine that you already lost. Improve psychology. Yeah, for sure. Set and forget, my friend. Yo, close this, Zach. Never. Diamond hands, my friend. Never. No. I appreciate it. I always appreciate you guys giving opinions and stuff. It's that would have been a full take profit had I added into it. Yeah, again, like this is just choppy all over the place. Like for anybody watching, especially this one, this is like just nonsense in the middle of NQ. If I wasn't in this one, I don't think I would have a read on anything. I'm gonna let it, I'm gonna let it do its thing. We're trying to break through VWAP. It just showed me another $500 of profit again. I'm looking for that same level to get hit above those 550s. We're just chopping back and forth. I think we're gonna go in one direction. If I was in a live account doing this, maybe I would get out because this is just like hella indecisive up here. You go stop loss to break even and make it risk free. I'm just going to hold on to it. I'm already in it. I don't know another opportunity that's going to look really good after I closed out of this because I think it's either going to go up or down. And then after it goes up or down, I don't really have a good way to structure risk from up there. I don't want to fade that extension or movement. So I'm just going to hold on to this one for now. See if we can't take a profit if we try to break through VWAP. But overall, super indecisive. It's, again, we're trading 50K evals super aggressively. We're getting that high frequency of trades on. I'm showing you what that super, super aggressive, Simland trading looks like. This is it. Yeah, we're just holding VWAP. I mean, this is not fantastic. It's not fantastic. If we get another push towards the highs, I think my only trade management here, if we get another push towards the highs, I might go stop to break even. This doesn't look great on ES either. A lot of orders buy side coming into this 11 a.m. time frame. Maybe we bounce here, 10:55, maybe, but this is the market can't figure out what it wants to do. We're going to get something here, guys. We're going to get something. We're going to get a fat stop out or a fat take profit. We usually we don't really have much more room to go in this wedge. We're going to break this to the upside or downside. That looks like we're going to catch a pretty aggressive movement coming right into 11 a.m. So let's see if we catch another W. Let's see if we catch a nice L, and then move on to one more. We'll trade 3 evals today. Trade 3 evals towards pass or fail. So far, we're 1-0. This one, I don't know. I don't know, but we're creating that contracting price action. Boom, 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 boom. Tighter, tighter, tighter. What do we usually get? Bam or bam, right? Big push to the upside or downside. So let's see what side we're gonna break today. Take a look at ES. Yeah, kind of similar structure out of all these. Tempted on the ad here again. I don't know if I want to do that. Would have paid me the first time. I don't know if it's going to pay me this time. Hanging out at these 24,500s. Let's see if we can make a decision here. Buyers try and VWAP again. Can they do it, chat? Can they do it? Yeah, we're going to try for it. Add in would have paid. This little lineup here is 135 ticks in the direction of my trade. Had I doubled up size, that would have been my 1350. Would have hit right there on the last 5-minute candle. I'm hanging out in this one, needing to push towards that 24,550s. Ugh, can't do it, man. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, if we let go here, I think we're headed lower. So, I think if we start to sell off really aggressively, the shorts are going to be in play. Liquidity below getting pulled. 11 a.m. coming up. We're likely to get some volatility coming right into this this next candle, guys. So, let's see. Let's see if we can't get on the right side of that. This is the wackest chop I've ever sat in. All right, I'm going stop to break even. Either we go or we don't go, but I'm not going to sit in this any longer. Stop at break even, 200 bucks of profit showing. Buyer's trying to take it again. I don't want to sit in this chop anymore, man. If we come lower, maybe I'll take it again from down here. But I want to see us take off from right in here and go. I don't need to sit in this anymore. We've tried it multiple times. If we're not going to break and run now, we come lower. This trade idea is just, you know, back and forth BS. So stop to break even, plus a couple ticks. Risk-free. I think we get stopped out. But I'm not going to hold this any longer for us to sell off for no reason. Yeah, there we go. Break even on that one. Chopping around. Still could wick down and go, but I can't sit in that thing anymore. Let me go ahead and make sure I cancel everything. Nice. All right, let's look for another one. But I'm gonna wait and see. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab another drink. After sitting in that for damn near ever. Chat. Here comes the push higher, eh? Here comes the push higher in NQ. Right up to the 2550s, right? 24,550s. Let's see. Still pulling this wedgie BS. Let's take a look back at what YM did today. Oh, swept lows and then popped right back up. I actually like this for the move back up on YM. Here we go to the upside, guys. Stop to break even. Proven to be a scam again. Yeah, I couldn't sit in that any longer, man. I couldn't sit in that any longer. There's take profit level. Right above, actually. This would be take profit level. For that last one. I actually kind of like this on YM. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Levels paying. There we go. NQ cracking to the upside. Just didn't have enough to sit in that one any longer without going stop loss to break even. But there's take profit on the scalping evals to the upside here. Let's see what we got on Bookmap. Looking for a follow-up here. Let's see. Hate it so much when that happens. Yep, that's part of the game. Well, I'm just broke. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Appreciate you guys hanging out, hopping on. We're scalping evals, man. Scalping NQ on some evals. See what we can do here. I'm 1-0 and a BE. One win for max profit. $1,300. Right near max profit. $1,350 being max profit with a 45% consistency. One break even on what would have been a max profit here. Trying to frame another trade. I don't know what we got from up here, man. I don't know about this. This was a beautiful reaction off of this level for a buy. This is like a fade it back down. But I don't know, dude. I don't know that we want to move lower. I don't know. You know, here's the area of interest, right? We just tapped into. Here's the, you know, the high volume node, the bottom end of this high volume node, right? Here's the lows from, you know, from the open near pre-market, back down and value area. No, value area high is way up here. Back down towards volume point of control. That'd be the really aggressive short. You know, if you were going to take a short for an aggressive pop back up. I think we go higher. I don't know. Unless this is just going to be a quick clean out and then we're going to absolutely dump here. Ooh. Is that what we're going to do? We're going to move lower, move lower, move lower. NYSE, take everybody out, take everybody out, take everybody out, and then dump? Like, that would be the classic NQ. Trade 1,000 ticks off of the low and then absolutely sell everybody's, sell everything. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, are we? Oh my gosh, we are. We might. We might do it. Let's see. We're going to trap sellers, take everybody out, and then go. Interesting. I'm looking for a follow-up here, guys. Looking for a follow-up here. Whoa. Decision-making time, right? We're either going to push aggressively higher or we're going to sell off, right? We're going to, you know, we're going to come right back down into this range and head lower. I'm gonna go for one more really aggressive on this. One more really aggressive trade on this, guys. Looking for a short back down to this current volume point of control. Really aggressive. This is, this is going to be a full risk trade, guys, for a pass or fail, or a max profit of day one, rather, on this 50K eval. I'm going to run it. I want to run it really aggressive. Nice reaction. Nice reaction. I'm going stop loss to break even immediately on this, guys. I'm looking for a pull right back down into this level right here for a max profit. Could be taking a stop at break even. Yep, stop at break even. Didn't want to let that thing come back through the high. So that was my attempt at a short here for an aggressive move back down. Got a nice crack right back in. Just not quite enough. Watching this for the same. I know I'm locked in here, guys. Not talking too much in the chat. Trying to get one more good one on here, but take a win or a loss. That was a break even, another break even. We're one win and two break evens here. We're either going to come outside of this area and rip to the upside, or we're coming right back in. That's my thesis. Up or down, obviously, right? We gonna blast right through these highs? I think we come right back down to this volume point of control. NQ, man, NQ. Let's see what we do here. Let's see what we do. Looking for a short right back down to this area of high volume, but I don't want to. Don't want to be too aggressive, as we are still finding buyers and trying these highs. We just gonna rip higher today? Is that it? Watching book map here over to the left-hand side. Yeah, growing CVD. I'm not going to fade this back in. At least just yet. That doesn't look bad. Yeah, there's the movement back down. I'm not gonna push it. I'm not being fast enough. So here's what I've learned about NQ so far today. We took one eval to max profit, and we took 2 break evens on this one. First would have been a full take profit. The second one, I don't know where the entry and exit was. This last trade that I waited on for a quick sell right back down in towards VWAP would have been a full take profit had I been executing even faster. So I think once I start to get a good read on NQ the way I have today, I just got to smash the button really, really aggressively quick. Set take profits and stop losses after, add and adjust as I go. But it doesn't give you a lot of time. It really doesn't give you a lot of time, obviously, right? Low time frames on NQ. But not a bad live session. YM also looked like it did catch buyers off of that zone. Yeah. Too aggressive in here. Not the same trade after we retest VWAP, but interesting to watch this structure on YM. From here, for the rest of the day, I think we may pull one of 2 things. This same BS choppy back and forth drift higher that we've been doing, or turn to the downside really aggressively, right? And that would make some sense on NQ. A gnarly sell-off, pull all the way back up, take everybody out, kind of looks like what we're going to do right now, and dump lower. I think that would kind of be indicative of what NQ loves to do. Take everybody out, take everybody out, take everybody out, and then let it go, right? After selling off like this, trapping everybody short, taking everybody's stops, and then coming all the way back down. So this will be interesting to watch into the afternoon. I'll get some trading in, some more sim accounts, but this has been fun. Starting to get a little bit better of a feel. Definitely better than yesterday on NQ. Ooh. Starting to make the case for that move lower. But I'm going to call it here, man. I'm not going to sit and keep trying my luck after missing some good opportunities and try to force anything. Fun stuff. Awesome. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Love listening to your input. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Love the stream. Didn't get any trades in. Learned a good bit. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. I want to set up a Blue account. Talking about stuff. Good spot to short. Cool. I didn't miss too much stuff. Guys, I appreciate you hopping on. Thank you for being here. Y'all are awesome. If you're not in the free Discord, if you're here for the giveaways, there's no giveaway today. I've been getting murdered about the giveaways, man. I do too many free giveaways, and it's creating too much negativity, believe it or not. If you guys want a chance, maybe at another giveaway, maybe hop on Discord. I don't know. Maybe we do something in there later. We'll have to see. Don't sue me. Quick disclaimer, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I'll keep you updated on the schedule. Also in the 100% free trading Discord. That link is in the chat right there. Boom. If you guys have questions, feel free to hop in there. Happy to talk with you. Quick disclaimer, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts. And the affiliate partnership disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top on Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome rest of the day. Appreciate you tuning in. See you here tomorrow. See you in Discord. See you on IG.